Hello there, and welcome to Game 1 with a difference. We're not going to do the crazy hype intro for this particular Grand Final. We're actually going to do some analysis, because today I've got Findeed with me. And you're a competitive player, Findeed. Tell me how Amelie Fields works for these factions and how these guys are going to approach this battle.
Okay, well, the basic design of the map is you've got two large fields with a few shot blockers in the middle. And that makes it like quite an open area for MGs and long-range infantry to dominate. But you do have some more tight areas on the left and right, more able to flank that centre. Broadly speaking, though, it's a good map for snipers. It's a good map for long-range infantry. So you also have a lot of the standard territory points in and around the base, which makes it quite a defensive map. Where you've got to go really deep if you want to dive and take down your opponent without.
And the one thing that saves it is the cut-offs. They're very brutal, aren't they? So although it's quite defensive in that sense, you can cut a lot off. And let's give a full introduction of the commanders and also the bulletins that they both have. We'll start with Nagano in the south. We're looking at they've had a few vetoes, and don't forget, guys, today it's Commander Terminator, so you'll only see a commander once. Probably should have said that a little bit earlier on. Assault Support, that's an interesting one. Jaeger Infantry, which is very likely to be used, and then of course Lightning War. I'll also talk through the bulletins. We've got Officer Training for Grenadier Reload, 3% faster, 5% faster between shots for Grenadiers, and the conscripts and grenadiers 3% increased accuracy. So he's got the classic buffing the infantry with two really good commanders, and then one that could be an interesting one to use. Finn, talk us through Isildur's loadout, please.
Yeah, so Isildur's gone for this, defensive tactics, then Soviet combined arms, and finally Lend-Lease tactics. So with defensive tactics, you've got the Dushka heavy machine gun and the 120mm mortar, which has actually been banned, so we won't be seeing that today. We've also then got the guards, along with some recon overflight, and some more Dushka action, actually, with the M4C Sherman. So it's likely we're going to see some Dushkas, as two commanders have it, and it's a great map for those long-range, high DPS MGs as well.
It is indeed, and we've got a countdown on our screen. 3, 2, 1... The Grand Finals for the de facto World Championship of Company of Heroes is now live. You have the reigning, defending World Champion, Isildur, in the north, and ever the bridesmaid, never the bride, looking to redefine his legacy from the south. It's Nagano. I'm AE, long-time veteran caster of the tournament scene, with today a long-time veteran tournament player, Findeed. We've got plenty of people hyped in chat. We've got some really big announcements to come later on today in around 1.5 hours' time. Findeed, it's a good day to be a co-fan.
It certainly is, as you've got some great action here to look forward to on this day and on Amelie Fields of all maps.
It is indeed a best of 5. Big thanks to Falco Nero in chat for helping me correct that. There we go, a little swish of a notepad file hidden in my directories, and that is changed. And we've got Nagano with them. That's a pretty damn good faction for this one. Of course, they push up, they nestle the HMG here. But Isildur can make conscripts and combat engineers feel like titans of the battlefield, can't he, Findeed? His timing and his ability to react to your position is so damn good.
Yeah, he's got that memory for where exactly you're going to be at that particular time, and he just sits in those heavy cover positions and plinks away and makes them feel like titans, like you said.
They are. I've played against Isildur, and he went combat engineer only, and he did it 3 times in a row versus me, and it was just a lesson in showing me just how good he is with the bare essentials of Company Heroes. The tactical gunplay of the man is on another level. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm trash, but I've played against all the best players for a laugh, and I can tell you that he made me feel more insignificant than anyone ever made me feel. It was.
Does that include your girlfriend?
My ex-girlfriend, indeed. Thank you, Findeed.
No, I'm joking.
F in chat, everybody. F in chat.
No, it certainly does. And I've played against Isildur a few times as well, and he's locked me in base within a few minutes, and it's devastating to your ego.
Good, I'm glad we've both been defiled in the same way. Conscripts have neutralised the cut-off and they fade away. A little bit of hit-and-run tactics. Meanwhile, there's another one in a pitched engagement versus Pioneer that's going to lurch into Isildur's favour. How is Nagano going to react to that? He seems a little bit more passive at this point. Isildur seems the aggressor.
Certainly does. With his more versatile conscript infantry, I think he's certainly taking advantage of that. And you've got an awkward situation where the MG and the Grenadier might not be able to counter this house particularly well.
Yes, indeed, but this is fuel that's going to be neutralised again for Isildur against Nagano, so that 222's timing is ebbing away. Here comes the combat engineer. Does it have the flamethrower? Yes, it does! Isildur is the mechanical nightmare for a reason. This guy's an absolute legend, and he's just always seems slightly one step ahead of Nagano.
He does, and we know that Nagano sometimes takes a little while to warm up. I think we're seeing that here.
We are. Well, he's warming up now. He's got a Rock 9 flamethrower helping him. I mean, that's fairly chivalrous of Isildur. But we do actually have a situation in the northwest. Isildur's going to go to neutralise Nagano's... Sorry, the other way around. Nagano's going to neutralise Isildur's fuel, which should swing things around.
It has, but he's made a much better attempt at delaying the fuel take than on the reverse of the map. We do now have a blob there on the cutoff, which should be easy to counter with the MG42 once it sets out.
Yeah, there it comes. And look at the conscripts. They peel away. They've gotten the cutoff. They're here to stay. He vaults away. Conscripts here. The combat engineers focused the MG's attention, and now they're going to remain active. So he was able to turn a blob into a dispersal.
It was very effective. He had 39 fuel income there for a second.
My lord. The M5 quad mount is going to be so dominant when it hits. The 222 probably hits after at this rate.
Exactly. We wonder if we'll see a fun little train of M5s coming down the middle like we did on the previous game. That's the Thomas the Tank Engine theme. If anybody didn't know. Nostalgia for you. If you want to get that loaded up, guys, on YouTube on a second monitor, so when the M5 train hits, you can just play along. It'd be good fun. I think there's a psychedelic version as well. Oh, we've got a trapped conscript here on the cutoff. Got gunned down at close range.
Oh my. Gren's forced away here.
We did have a counter cutoff, but it's only going to be a brief one. It will slow down that M5 teching.
We've got the Tank Heavy Battalion Command up now. Nagano's battling back, but the fuel damage has been done. He's now just getting battle phase 1, and his pioneers are currently... Yeah, they're in base, so he's getting the light mechanized build.
Yeah, he's going to need something, because he's going to face that M5 awfully soon, which is in the build now, and he does already have the munitions to upgrade it.
Here come the Grands of Nagano. He survived the early advance, but Findeet's already mentioned the munitions are in the bag for Isildur, so he'll only subside for a second before he comes back like a riptide.
Yeah, indeed. I wonder if he'll try and put a flamer in there as well and chase down this wounded squad Grenadiers.
That would double up on the punishments, absolutely. MG's in a decent position here, but the conscripts evade him through behind the fence. Conscripts advance. How close are we to the quad mount? 60% of the way.
Precarious position now from Nagano. He's got a lot of low health squads here and not much on the retreat path to defend them.
Oh, we had a rifle nade. It hits the conscripts. Grens are able to push him away. Oh, but is the 4 Gren build? No manpower for a Pack 40. Straight into 222. That was delayed. Of course, Isildur's M5 is going to be uncounted for the meantime, at least.
Yeah, it's interesting because you need at least two 222s, and or 1 222 and a pack to counter the M5. That's a lot of manpower.
It's a difficult map to get a Panzerfaust off as well, so open in the centre. You have to launch from behind one of these hedgerows, really. Try and lure the M5 in.
Indeed, and that's hard with the best player in the world.
Yeah, so finely tuned with his timing.
Certainly isn't very perceptive.
lurking now, trying to poke around, trying to get Nagano out of position and then counter-attack. Meanwhile, Nagano has found enough time, having thwarted those 2 conscripts, in order to get the Pack 40 out.
He has, but now he's not got a medic bunker in base, so he's having to use the med packs to heal up, which will drain his resources slowly but surely.
This Grenadier selected, just recently used the med pack. The M5 pushes away the 222 for now. Meanwhile, in the centre, he's just keeping his cut-off from being taken. He does have heavy cut. Look at the MG and Gren. They're just protecting the fuel for now. He's that under pressure. He's having to do it.
Yeah, he's moving the MG in now, but it's kind of should have been there already, I think. But who knows? Who knows? This is going to be in play now. Vulnerable to the M5.
Yep. Just as you say it, Finn, the M5's manoeuvring right towards the MG.
Looks like Nagano will be able to take a position in centre and probably push off his conscript with the AT gun.
I have to say, Nagano's early game nerve seems to have liquefied. He seems a little bit more fluid now.
He does. He's reacting much better now that he's got enough forces as well, which really helps him out. He was a little late on that 3rd Gren click to build, which I think delayed his ability to get that map back. Small mistakes. Small mistakes.
LMG Grenadiers pushing up the eastern side, conscripts behind the sandbag, waiting. 222 positioning itself very advantageously with a pack backing it up. Nagano striking back. He wants to push up and take the central victory point slowly but surely now. Now that he's got a slightly better build. Meanwhile, the guards are on the field. That'll help Isildur no end.
Well, I hope him stabilises. He now has 2 units which can counter this 222. On the reverse though, Nagano has to keep that pack gun near his 222 because it won't survive a rush with the M5.
Pretty meaty push in from the western side. He's got a minesweeper, a flamethrower, and of course those PTRS guards finding the 222, but a Grenadier squad was waiting. Not for much longer though, it's going to have to retreat for now.
Well, an 18-8 on the 222 brings it very low health.
Decent aim.
Push it.
Yeah, no backup for now, but the guards could get him. The guards are pushing in for that 222. Can they find it? They just need vision. They just need to get it. They can just about see it. 1 PTRS is all it requires. Can they get the shots? Yes, they can. 222 down. An early win for Isildur.
And that's a big win. It'll cut out that ability to scout and to react to the M5. And if this MG goes down as well, it's a tragedy. And it has.
Tragedy when your 222 goes down and your MG's on fire. Indeed it is. And the conscripts really want it right now, but they haven't got any backups, so Nagano's going to stay in this game. This could have gone down like the Hindenburg if that MG had been taken.
Yeah, it could have done. I mean, I think maybe Isildur missed a play there to rush in with the M5 and take the pack out, but he's probably doesn't want to take the risk of losing a game that he's just got a big advantage in.
The M5 finding a really cute angle, and an acute angle, on the position there. The Pack 40 is going to have to reposition.
And then he just moves away. Very, very annoying unit there.
It really is frustrating, isn't it? Isildur's been doing this for a while. Don't forget, in the ML4 tournament, I think this might be ML7 or 8 by now, he was doing the flak half-track with the OKW, using it as this suppressive platform. But in a way we've never seen high-level players really do before, especially at this standard.
Yeah, definitely. He's pioneered this impressive use of the M5 to move from one side of the map to the other to sort of contain and compress his opponents.
Great vocabulary-intensive casting there from Findeed. Wish I was that good with mine. Sometimes I use words completely incorrectly, Findeed. I just hope that most of my viewers are like German and they just think it sounds good. They don't speak full English and know that I sound like a moron. That's the meta of AE's casting there.
There's Germans everywhere watching your cast using words incorrectly now.
Oh my god. Guards are suppressed but walking at full speed. That's the meatiness of them there. Conscripts looking to go around the western flank. The MG can't quite touch them. Nagano, has he stabilised, Finn? Has he recovered from his losses?
I think he has, but he's still struggling to get those fuel points, and I think that's the advantage that Escalation has now with the mobile M5. This train of 3 engineers, sorry, not engineers, grenadier squads can't take this fuel point, no matter how hard they try.
No. Victory point situation stabilised, it seems, but as Finn... Oh, I just missed that rifle aid. As Findeed mentions, it's the fuel situation. Nagano's been so far behind. This commander, though, it's not that fuel intensive, is it, Finn? From Isildur?
No, I mean, we're going to be seeing probably T-34 76s again and again and again from this commander. Which is no bad thing tactically, but we lack that variance possibly of an 85 or a KV-1.
Well, that's the problem with them, exactly. They're great tactically, but they're not great strategically, because in the long game, Wehrmacht will counter them. In fact, 76s, you kind of have to keep them alive in order to gain critical mass and use them as an armada. 3 is the perfect number, really, if you want to be strategically viable.
Yeah, and there's definitely a window of opportunity with them when you can have, say, 2 or 3 to their 1 or 2, and at that point you really need to dive in and trade.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you get counted over time.
Exactly, and if you get parity of tank numbers, you're screwed. You have to be one ahead at all times, basically.
Exactly, and you need to trade up because they're so efficient in fuel terms.
I don't know what that camera work is, but there's the map in all its glory. Let's go on a slight cinematic going from south to north. Just look at the beauty that is this particular autumn setting.
Yeah, it's a fantastic looking map, this, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, yeah. First T-34-76 goes up the western side there. There's an MG waiting to be pushed away, and that'll mean that Isildur's victory point situation will remain in his favour, probably. He's still got a slight advantage, although Nagano's held to for a while now.
Yeah, he has, and he's only just now building the building for Tier 3, meaning that his Panzer IV is going to be some way off.
M5, meanwhile, this thing has 8 infantry kills. It's on Veterancy 2 now. It's done a lot of work. He's just waiting for some infantry support. Then he's going to push away the Gren and take the fuel yet again.
Indeed, he's pressuring both sides at the moment. There's just this core of infantry and forces in the centre now for Nagano, which is a good place to fight from, but he's not going to get the resources.
Amazing. He's winning in 3 engagements as we speak. He's gaining the munitions. He's forcing away Grenadiers here. Well, no, he wasn't, but he actually had a tactical advantage for a moment. If the T-34 had been on time.
Exactly, and the thing that he's doing most importantly is he's denying fuel over a long period of time.
So yeah, that's right. He's nearly up to 90 fuel again. Meanwhile, Nagano does have Battle Phase 2, and he does have Support Armour Core. Maybe he's thinking of more than that. No, he's not. Plans full.
Just taking a while to decide.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see a Tier 4 play.
Oh, we just had a Doctrine pick. It's gone for the Tiger. Sorry, I don't remember what it's... Assault Support Doctrine.
Yes, he's supporting his assault with a Doctrine.
It's got 2 off maps. It's got the anti-tank strafing one and the fragmentation bomb drop, as well as the Tiger and a cargo truck, which can improve your resource income for 200 manpower.
Poor artillery field officer never gets a mention.
To be honest, it's not our fault he's crap.
Brutal, absolutely brutal. Let's have a look at the infantry armies. We've got 7-man conscripts for utility. The guard squad has largely been... he's got 4 infantry kills in that 222 destroy, so he's had a pretty decent game. He's been a bit quiet since. Meanwhile, the M5 is probably still the MVP for Isildur at this point.
Yeah, I think maybe the guard squads have been negated by the fact that there are 2 MGs on the field, so, getting suppressed and forced off rather than sort of trading out in kill terms.
Pioneers forced away in the centre. Oh god! The Panzer IV bounces across the map, making use of that suspension, it seems.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any mines from Nagano at this point.
No, I've not seen any mines all game, actually. Have they got a bit of a treaty on mines, perhaps?
Yeah. Do you think they're finally observing the rules of war?
Well, they did ban the 120mm mortar, which I was surprised about, actually. Good show on the old chaps, because I was sick of seeing it by the time of the grand finals, I must admit.
Yeah, and I think maybe they were too.
There's the joys of reconnaissance overflight. Isildur can see everything. Panzer IV destroys the sandbags. 7-man comms left in the open. But the bigger story is this huge advance, forcing away the pack in the centre. That's going to allow the T-34 and M5 free reign over the map for a while.
Certainly is, and we've got this awkward fight in the middle here as well. Both squads have been suppressed now. We've got the T-34 coming in on the side. It just feels like Nagano's getting sort of out strategically positioned at sort of every engagement.
Yeah, it seems like he's kind of not trading down because he's retreating every time, but Isildur's pressure is more accurately applied, and Nagano is reacting to it not even slowly.
Exactly.
You can't say he's slow. He's just not as fast as Isildur.
Yeah, and I think I think certainly in these situations it seems like he's slow, even if he's reacting well, because he's reacting, and so he's always doing something against his opponent rather than taking the initiative.
That's right. He is very much on the defensive here, but it's not because of his style of play. It's just because Isildur's been so bloody effective thus far. That said, Company Heroes does have rubber band mechanics inherent to it, so you can't just be subtly effective. You have to actually be effective and make gains. We haven't seen any major gains.
We're seeing Isildur with 60 population cap against Nagano's 70, so it's not like Nagano doesn't have a chance here. He's just being slightly outplayed, basically. But that doesn't mean it's going to continue forever. And as Nagano gets his build up and running and he takes position on the map, and it becomes more of a grind, he'll probably be in an advantage.
Who could have predicted that Nagano Isildur would be a grind? It's not always the case, actually, Isildur. Findeed. We have actually seen some very fast wins between these two in tournaments before. And to be honest, it's been Nagano on the receiving end of a lot of those losses.
Yeah, Isildur has a funny little streak in him sometimes. You think, oh, he's going to be this grind-out player for the late game, but he sometimes comes at you unexpectedly and leaves you in the dust.
It's happening. Pushes up the west. MG watches on. Nagano's got 2 victory points for now, but again, no fuel. Isildur's already at 71 pop cap. He's got 215 fuel in the bag. He's just suffering for manpower. Otherwise, he'd have 2 more T-34s on the field.
That's true indeed. I think I'd like to see Nagano go for something like a 2-2-2 here to try and counter the endless recon that this was spamming.
Strafing run here on 2 infantry squads. Squads hit. They drop a weapon.
Get a double AT gun hit on the T-34. Now going back to base.
Yeah, 5 doing its thing. Hitting the planes, then hitting the infantry.
Interesting that the M5 isn't hitting the plane because it's shooting at the infantry.
Yeah, I think you can put it in anti-air mode though, can't you? It has that option.
You can, yeah.
Packs light up the sandbag, forcing the 7-man comms away. Panzer IV tracks him on retreat, but hits 1 foot in front of it, even though its cannon's 2 foot long. Amazing.
Soviet technology there. Or German technology, whichever one. Some nation.
Sets up in the centre. Indeed, a conserving 30% of our brains for the rest of this best of 5 series, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Gonna have to. It's gonna be a long one, I think.
We've got a best of 5 today. It's Commander Terminator applied, meaning we won't see the same commanders. The other maps involved, we're going to have Crossroads for games 3 and 4. The one notorious for 1 hour, 10-minute games. And then if we get there, Mill Road on game 5.
Yeah. Mill Road is not known for its really, really long matches, but they're often very interesting because there's a number of builds that can work on them.
Good spot from someone in chat there. We do have tier 4 now built for Nagano, so that could mean the Brumbear, the Panther, Panzerwerfer. Let's wait and see.
I think that you need to have tier 4 for the Tiger, so it might be enabling that as well. Or maybe that's just the Tiger race. I'm not sure. I think maybe you have to tech it.
I thought you had Battle Phase 3 and you could get it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Tiger.
Battle Phase 3, yeah.
I always get worried whenever I'm casting. If I was playing, I'd know what the answer is. But casting, I've got thousands of people watching me. My brain hates it. Like, I doubt myself, and then I undoubt myself. Yeah, Battlefield 3, usually I'm fine, but it's the doubt creeps in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you need the building for the Tiger race, but the normal Tiger is just the Battle Phase 3. There you go.
Calamax in chat says, is this live? It is live, and it is live. And it's going to be $1,500 for the winner of this Best of 5 series. This is Company of Heroes World Championship caliber event for 2022, funded by Patreons. So if you want to help out, exclamation mark Patreon in chat, and we could do with your $10 a month. Thank you.
And we give you much better entertainment value than NextBits does for the same amount of money. So come on, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Much more personal, at least. We might read your name
I was going to say
out.
It's much more custom. Where else are you going to find Company Heroes 2 tournaments? Nowhere. Exactly.
Yeah.
So some huge announcements on things related later on, 5 o'clock today. It may blow your mind or make you completely apathetic. We'll have to wait and see. Katusha's on the field now. These Pack 40s are going to have to be careful. Will Isildur be able to get vision on them though?
Exactly. He might have to stop microing them together. Although that's easier said than done once you get into that area.
M5 hit. Katusha's going to line up. There we go. Let's see how much damage is done.
Could be a good trade. Could be a bad one. Looks like a good trade for Nagano.
Yes, and the M5 was taken out at max range by the Packs, and they get away scot-free. Well played by Nagano, a little bit lucky, but he was brave indeed, and he held in for longer than other players would have done, and he got the kill.
He got what he needed. He got that break, and now he can spam as many planes as he wants for the rest of the game.
He's going to love it. He's already got a strafing run possible.
He's got a lot of resources built up, actually. 800 manpower, 160 fuel. I wonder what he's thinking.
I wonder. It's very interesting. Diaz low, needs to keep those guys alive. No point in getting a Tiger if you haven't got the infantry to back it up. He's going to have 4 Vet 3 Grenadiers.
Yeah, with a P4 taking a big shot there, double AT guns. He needs to get out of there.
Indeed. They have to retreat now, though. No one's bothered to pick up that PTRS. They're very undervalued, aren't they?
They are. I think they're quite good on Grenadiers because most of your DPS is on the LNG unit anyway, so
true.
May as well have a bit of mixed up.
Have a pie and mash up. There's Grenadiers again are low. He keeps keeping those guys in for a little bit too long for my taste.
He does. I'm actually, if Nagano goes for the no, he doesn't go for the Tiger, he goes for a Panther, just as I was about to say. I'm sure I like the Tiger play. But no, he's going to go for the Panther.
With all this anti-infantry prowess, double MG, 4 Grenadiers, a Panther's a really cool choice. Don't forget as well, guys, you may be able to get a snipe off on the Katusha at some point. It'll mean the Katusha will not be able to get close enough to do shotgun, close-knit pattern volleys. It'll have to keep far back with the Panther on the field.
Exactly, it's a great move in and poke unit. You can got a lot of frontal armor there, and it's pretty quick, so you can go in the flanks and really force your opponent to react to you.
Panzer IV gets hit, T-34 pushes in, Panthers yet on the field, doubles his strike, but the Packs answer back.
Yeah, that was very, very close from Nagano there. Could have been disastrous. We've got the Panther on the field now. We'll see how he utilises this. Ooh.
Here it is indeed, the over-engineered answer to the T-34, 50 tons. A medium tank, as the Germans called it, but it's basically a modern-day main battle tank in its profile. And it's a bloody good weapon and implements of war. The Katyusha's out in the open as well. He doesn't know it yet, though. He can't see it. He's so close.
Swinging around the side. No, he decides better. He's going to back off. Conservative, cautious Nagano decides to keep his cards to his chest for now.
Ah, I love the alliteration. Sounds like a children's novel.
I am a children's novel writer. So.
Perfect. Peter the perfect Panzerwerfer snuggled up to the baby Ziskans. we can make children's Company Heroes books. Be lovely.
Children's war stories.
Gilly the Goliath.
Massacred the infantry squad.
Oh god. Double Ziskans line up. The Panthers pushed away for now. Conscripts are losing out against Grenadiers here. There's a Talon mine, by the way. Watch out for that in the late game. That might prove useful. Because Nagano's beginning to take full control now. He's weathered the storm of Isildur's slightly superior infantry play. And he's in a commanding position.
He is. I'm not actually sure Isildur's late game is going to be that strong. He doesn't have any of those big, powerful, doctrinal Soviet weapons at his disposal. He might end up going for a 152mm artillery gun to try and dislodge some of these positions.
Trying to push up and take the fuel. That's a bridge too far for now. Should just be content with 2 victory points and finally having a fuel point should Nagano.
Seeing a concerted effort in the west by Isildur to try and take back some land.
Packs aren't even there anymore, but the Katyusha fires regardless.
Yeah, a bit of a late reaction.
This T-34's exposed. Panzer IV hits a shot. Packs line up. Needs 1 or 2 more though.
Just out of range, he moves out just in time.
Oh, here comes the backup. Isildur's wanting to get aggressive, but the Panthers in the centre. God, Nagano's got a mighty army at the moment.
He has. Isildur doesn't have a counter. He can't do anything here. It seems like.
Have you ever heard of an Su-85? You should have built one before this T-34, to be honest, because the sooner you get one on the field, Findeed, the better, because they start gaining veterancy.
And they've got from Vet Zero, they've still got that ability to sort of be a long-range directional scout as well, with the focus sight.
I'm gonna say Isildur's strategically hard countered because of the Panther, and if he needed to get the Su-85 before this second T-34, for the points Findeed and I are mentioning, he's. Oh, we've lost an MG team. They're over here.
Yeah.
T-34 takes that out and he's destroying the weapon.
Panzer IV will come over to try and save the day, but it might not be enough.
Packs miss as well. Conscript's going to go in for the weapon now.
Yeah.
That's a juicy win for the Brit.
It certainly is. He needs that staying power that the MG's going to give him.
The Grens are angry. The nest has been kicked.
Every infantry unit in base.
Control A. Right click.
Yes. Those OT guns are still there, and the T-34 is not at full health.
Always needs to be somewhat careful. Looks like T-34 drives over an S-mine in the east. Meanwhile, the Grens are the vanguard for the Packs. They are able to finally find the T-34, meaning Nagano rescues a victory point there. Wow, Finn, we're getting a Panzerwerfer next.
Oh, wow. You don't see many of those anymore, but with these Grens laser beaming down the anti-tank crews, I don't know if he needs that Werfer.
He's found a Ziskan, by the way, here. It's a Vet 2 Ziskan. He's destroying it as we speak. Oh, but the pack gets clipped there by the Katyusha. That was a little bit lazy by Nagano. He didn't need that to happen. Maybe he lost the pop cap.
Yeah. Be interesting to see, because Nagano might try and use the Werfer to take out the Katyusha.
to happen. It's tricky to pull off, though.
It is. You've got to be right on the ball.
More air power. This time it's the IL-2 precision bombing strike. This could be bad. There's a lot of planes flying around. Oh, but the MG gets out of there.
Yeah. Nagano paying attention.
Good. You want to do that if you want to win the grand finals of the game.
You do. It's a requirement.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, I would have lost.
Yeah, me too.
Right, Panzer IV pushes in. Panther watches on. Packs are back in their gruesome twosome formation.
Yeah, we're seeing Isildur floating nearly 400 fuel now. He just can't seem to deploy that fuel in a way that's effective.
If the guards keep incurring losses and so the conscripts keep getting blapped, it's going to remain that way. Panzerwerfer is finally firing. Let's see if it can find a target. Where's the... Yes, it's on the conscripts, but it misses quite horrendously there.
It does. And it looks like Nagano's going to take control of the central VP, and he'll be ticking up.
Yeah, just about. I mean, he's got a superior count, and Isildur's below the halfway mark now. Yeah,
we've such a dominant start from Isildur, but it's being completely reversed now by a dominant build from Nagano.
Oh, he's timed that retreat, but he's ran into the Katusha volley. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, we've got an AT grenade on the Panzer IV. That will knock it out of action for a while.
Gren's forced off in the east by the stolen MG42. Meanwhile, the remaining MG42 watches over the centre for Nagano.
Yeah, we're going to have I think a bit of a lull now while both players reinforce and reassess. Maybe not.
Maybe not with the Ziskel Vet 2, the T-34. Can they take out the Panzer IV? One big shot, but the T-34 lacks the range.
It does. It's good positioning there, though, from Isildur, paying attention to the fact that the P4 is likely to go over in that direction.
So we're seeing what it's like when the players have their powers before they lose their endurance, but we'll have to see how this series develops when they begin to get tired and sloppy. At the moment, Isildur has shown that he has a bit more strength in the early game. Nagano's had some staying power thus far. And we're going to see how this series unfolds from this point onwards. Still only game 1, 0-0 the score.
0-0 the score, and pretty much parity in the VP game as well. Only a few points in it at 35 minutes. Looks like we could be in for a long and arduous game from both players.
Yeah, we're in for a big one, Finn. Just the kind of one you want to have a hangover for. Grenadier's going to get wiped in the west. Nagano's been careless. Oh no! He's dropped an LMG as well. That's a terrible loss. It's a 7-man conscript, though he cannot pick up the weapon.
I'll pick it up with the engineers, and that's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. They've got another AT gun out for Isildur, who obviously wants the additional AT. But that still gives him a small amount of popcat to play with.
By the way, the Panzerwerfer has an almighty 1 kill so far. Meanwhile, the Katusha, showing how it's done, has 9 and counting. Did I say 9? I meant 12. Did I say 12? I actually... No, yeah, I meant more than that. Oh dear, oh dear. And the T-34 is pushing in. One's hit a Talamine in the east there. Panther looks to pick him off, but he can't do so. Pack 40 gets the kill. Now the Panther's pushing in, but the Zis is watching on. Nagano needs to be careful. He's trying to evade the Zis fire. He does so with a perfect swerve attack there, but the T-34 remains with a small slither of health. But oh no, here comes the Panzer IV. Nagano's going deep into action. He's managed to rout a Zis gun. Can he take out the Katusha? Can he take out the T-34? I know what can, Finn. It's that Panther from earlier.
Manages to bounce that Zis gun shot and gets away with the kill. You've still got this Panzer IV in causing havoc with the AT gun. This is time for an all-in if ever I saw one.
Fast and furious Nagano style. It was implausible. It was like one of those terrible Hollywood films. There was no way that driving was possible. But Nagano made it possible. Great merge from Isildur, looking to take him out. Can this Hedro come to the rescue? Panzer IV remains with its health at Vet 3. Meanwhile, Panther's still alive. We've got the MG forced off. Conscript's waiting to get an 18-aid off, but it itself is forced away. Ziskuns now will surely take out the apex predator of the Panzer army. No, he gets behind the Hedro, Finn.
He does, and he's still got a chance to get it down. He's got some units moving up now. It's a good chance he gets this away. Oh, but maybe not with the guard squad moving in.
Could maybe not be. This is again lined up. This Hedro to the rescue. Nagano needs to send Wolf a love letter.
He does indeed. Another AT gun goes down. A recruit Zisgun. This is close.
This is like prime Von Ivan style play. This is the driving, the vehicle micro. It's been amazing ever since that Panther swerved past the Zisgun's max range. We've seen amazing driving from Nagano. What? What a victory! This is surely game.
It looks like it to me. I mean, I think the fact that we managed to wipe the veterancy from those Zisguns made it possible for him to get out of that situation. take a Zisgun.
Yeah. Check and mate.
Yeah, exactly. I genuinely think that this is a map where you have to have some ace up your sleeve for the late game, because this is what happens if you don't.
Oh, doesn't need to lose this Grenadier though. Oh, the packs are there. Isildur stopped in his treads.
It looks like someone.
Oh, and a shot there! Max range attack ground. 1-0 to Nagano. Isildur smite on the battlefield. He's asunder. Good game, eh, Finn?
Good game indeed. Yeah, we thought this might go on for ages, but Nagano showing that he has the ability to end a game when he wants to as well.
Yeah, psychological win, as well as a very real one. GG. Finn's just going for a quick break, guys. We'll be back in a moment. Cheers.
Event in summer.
I think powerlifting Pete might be gay. May need to tell his dad. What do you think, Finn?
Thank you.